Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, with another Patreon exclusive of my favorite match ever.
What's the cut I get on this?
Oh, you're working for exposure.
Yeah, but Patreon, they pay you.
Yeah, you're getting exposure to the hardcore fan base.
But the hardcore fan base already knows me.
Do they?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
They come to your shows.
You were a part of probably the least watched era of WWE wrestling.
That's not true at all. I wasn't there in 2002. That was the least watched. And then 1995 was the least watched.
I don't know. We'll have to do a debate.
I worked there.
Did you?
2 weeks under 10 years.
Oh, here we go. Here we go already. So on this, this little series, we discuss.
We dive in
to your favorite match ever that you've had in AIW, which you're working close to this 10 years in this company at this point. It's been a while.
This will be 3 years. This show.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So let's get into it. What is your favorite match ever in AIW that you've had? And we'll kind of break down.
So,
why.
I mean, you literally threw this on me today, and it was tough to think about because there's three main ones. It was my first indie one, the tag with Hawkins against Big Mo and Guido.
No, your first match was against the Weird World.
No, it wasn't. Yes, it was. We don't talk about that one.
You didn't like that one?
I liked it, but
not your favorite match ever?
No, and then I was that. It was between the Hawkins tag, because it was my first ever independent weekend. It was the Fans Bring the Weapons with Britt.
At Absolution?
At Absolution. And then it was me and Big Bad Booty Daddy. But I think the Big Bad Booty Daddy match is my favorite match.
I thought that's interesting because I thought for sure you were gonna pick Tracy Smothers.
Oh, forgot about that one. I literally
or a Magnum match because you had some good ones with Magnum.
Magnum, the tag we had with Magnum.
You've had a low key undercover. You've had some hitters in this company.
I've had some hitters and I've had some misters.
Cowboy Bob. That was a good one.
Cowboy Bob was that's where Twan almost knocked me out. When I literally look at Pedro and I go, tell this guy it's fucking fake.
No.
Yes.
Was Twan in that one?
It was Twan and Parker Pierce and someone against me, Cowboy Bob.
No. You're mixing up the two Akron shows.
Sorry.
You and PB against Parker and Twan, and then it was
Mance, Jock.
UPB and Cowboy against Mance, Jock, and Duke.
Sorry. You're right.
Eddie Kingston you wrestled?
Eddie Kingston and I had a good one. Kevin Thorne and I had a good one.
Yeah, you've had some good ones.
I've had some good ones, and then I've had
some not good ones.
Yeah, where I've yelled at you out of frustration.
Well, I do a lot of yelling out of frustration myself.
But it no, I would say the Scotty Steiner match, and literally I did nothing in it, but
that's interesting to me because you were very upset after it happened. Maybe now that
you remember why I was upset.
You were upset. Yeah, I remember because you said he wasn't necessarily treating you as an equal performer.
No, that's not what I said. What I said was he doesn't know that I wrestle.
Well, that was a nice way of putting it.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. I shouldn't be equal to Scotty Steiner, but he doesn't realize I wrestle.
When do you think the last time he watched wrestling was?
2001.
Yeah.
I don't know. It bummed me. But easily hype wise, that one had the most. That was the most hype match I think I've ever had on the independents, obviously.
Yeah, which is interesting because, I got into this discussion the other day when, I was told, well, the best match on your show was probably the cheapest Mania weekend, referring to Bishop and Dom. And I said, yeah, maybe. However, that match didn't sell any of the tickets or the streams. And I accredit all the hype for that entire show surrounding you versus Steiner.
Which, if you know Thor and I's relationship at all, that's the nicest thing in 3 years that he's ever said to me.
That's not true.
It is fully true.
I say nice stuff all the time.
That's the nicest thing.
You are extremely mean to me on a daily basis.
But then it's always Thursday. It's always bitter Swoggle Thursday, you call it. Yep, I'll be really, really in a good mood until Thursdays, and then that's where I kind of just let my bitterness out. But no, it's. I think with your show that weekend or our show that weekend, the Mania Week show. I felt, I didn't feel it was like kind of on our shoulders until that day. And then that day I was like, oh man, there's a lot of people excited for this match.
But it was a process to get this deal done.
Yeah. I heard Scotty was coming in, then I asked you, right?
So
I think that's how it went.
no.
No?
Well, we had him coming in for the Absolution,
Yes.
and we had already had the Mania weekend thing booked, and we thought that collectively, no pun intended, that you would be like, it would be good to utilize you in like a freak show sort of thing in that market.
Yep.
And we had always joked, I think, about you versus Steiner.
It was me and Steiner and me and Gage.
And
Black Label did Gage.
you saw him at maybe WrestleCade, I think.
Nope. It was a random show. Yes. When I told him like we were working each other?
Yeah, you saw him
No,
somewhere.
it was a-
No, you said I want to, like, it was before it was done, before he agreed to it, and you're like telling him to get back to me, and you're like,
It was a random. I was in. Bret Hart was there. It was a big time wrestling show. Can't think where it was, but I said, "Hey, Scotty, John Thorne from Cleveland really wants to bring you in for Mania Week. Are you gonna be out there?" Yeah, I'll be. All right. Oh, yeah, I got that text. I said, "Yeah, it's against me. I really want to wrestle you." Fuck you. I said, "No, like that's really the idea on the table. It's supposed to be you and I." I ain't working you. Your midgets are heavy. I just kind of left it at that and immediately texted Thorne, we need to make this happen now.
so then he takes the date or whatever, and then like 6 weeks later, he goes, "Am I wrestling Swoggle?" ?
Because immediately when he took the date, we posted the graphic. Because that was the first thing we did.
Yeah, as soon as he said yes.
As soon as he said yes, we were all in. Because we beat every other announcement, right?
Not everyone,
No?
but it was early. It was early-ish. But then like he texted me like, "Am I wrestling Swoggle?" And then I said,
And then
responded,
you-
yeah. And I was like, we can
You said
make
it's my dream match.
That's what you said.
I said, I want to wrestle him.
Well, you gotta sell people.
He ain't Amazing Red or Jack Evans.
So he doesn't respond, and then I don't know. Eventually, I think he embraces it, kind of.
I still don't think he believed it.
Right. And then he called me and was telling me ideas, and then he got mad because I did an interview and I told the story about WCW.
Yeah, he didn't like that at all.
And he's like, "Why is our private conversation on the internet?" And I was like, "Oh God, he's so touchy."
Yep. So then,
But then finally, after he cut the promo, I think he was really into the idea.
yeah.
And you saw him at Alpha One. Did you talk to him at all about it?
I just said I'm really excited, and he goes, "We need another midget."
He kept saying that till the very end.
And I go, "What?" Yeah, they got like a. I said, "Why?" Well, we just need another midget. So I immediately text Thorne, "Hey, He wants another midget. And then Scotty tells Thorne that we need another midget. Where do we go from there?
Can't find another midget, man. They're hard to track down.
So we didn't get one. We had a girl. And then the girl wasn't... They have the inside baseball. Fast forwarding a little bit. The girl wasn't good enough for Scotty. She's wearing that? What the fuck? He was mad about what she was wearing. It wasn't slutty enough.
Oh, in which, if you know the girl in question, she's very pro women's power. I'm not a sex symbol. So she was very offended.
Yep. You don't wear that? You have any different shoes? And I'm literally just standing there like I'm getting ready for this match. And our match is literally next. And I'm going, I don't know what we're even doing. Like, and now I'm frazzled because I don't know what we're doing. And he's worried about the shoes that the girl is wearing. So we don't get a midget. We get a girl.
We get Cabana Man Dan.
We get Cabana Man Dan, who, again, Scotty goes, that ain't no midget. Well, that's all we got. Does he work? I said, yeah, I'm going to bump him around. That's fine. I mean, it's like normal. I said, yeah, it's fine, Scott. Like, I felt like a parent at the time. Like, no, it's okay, Scott. This guy can, it'll be fine. And I just, so, in that day, Paige and Cabana were running extremely late, and they were after us. So
he kept trying to get the match order changed.
He was not happy where we were going because we didn't have enough time. So then, Cabana and Julian are running late, and I already want to go like crazy. And all I want is for Julian and Cabana to see the match. Like, that's a big thing for me because they're my two buddies, and I was like, oh, they'll really enjoy this, and they'll let me know how it is. They get there as as Scotty's music is playing, or as my music is starting to play. They get to the venue, and they go, "When are you?" I go, "Right now." Paige goes, "Oh shit, okay."
Yeah, because they were next.
Yeah, and so now I'm even more nervous. Is there anything we're missing with the setup? I don't think so, right?
I mean, I'm sure there's a little bit. He calls me the night before or 2 days before, and he wants that Randy Newman song.
Short people.
And I guess some more inside baseball. He sends me this promo that obviously his wife cut or filmed for him. But they don't send it over Wi-Fi, which is why when you see it uploaded, it had all the fucking weird graphics on it. Because it was literally sent like it was taped on a Nokia or something from like fucking 2006.
Oh, I loved it. So he wants the Short People song. So we get that. Eventually, with that song, the match is about to start, and he wants this played for his entrance music. And I go, Scotty, I think you should come out to your song, and then maybe play that. Oh, I just think it's going to be really funny. Okay. So he comes out to his music, and then he's yelling at the DJ to play the music. And that's not being played. And I'm going, oh, no, they don't have it. Because you made sure they did, but I still thought it's not going to play, and he's going to be really angry. And who is in the match with him? Me.
Yeah, so Dr. Dan made a little remix. Because he like edited the song together.
Yes. Yep. And it is what it is. That he also asked you right away if he could WrestleCon.
So that was part of like sweetening the deal to get him to agree. In which, that was covered on the AIW podcast, but that ended up just being a whole thing. But yeah, like I was trying to like sweeten the pot for him because you could tell with a lot of these old time guys are very protective of themselves and their presentation. So I was trying to sweeten the pot for him because not everybody is a Tracy Smothers who's gonna bump, for a girl or a midget, or you know what I mean. Like, so I'm trying to like reverse psychology almost and like maneuver my way through the brain of Scott Steiner to get him to agree to do this match, which results in me giving up pretty much my entire WrestleCon table.
I wish I would have been able to be a part of that podcast that you guys talked about that, because it made me so happy that day just to see how much, because I was really hungover, I remember, and to see how much of the table he took up, and then once I moved, how much more of the table he took up. It made me laugh at the situation.
So, the match.
It's a match. Starts off with me and Cabana Man Dan. Cabana Man Dan hits me so hard with a flip-flop, I get really mad.
Yeah, that thing comes in hot.
He comes in really hot, and I got angry. And then, as I'm tapping on Cabana Man Dan, the girl, Laurel, right?
Yes.
She goes to slap me, but she misses. And then I go, do it again. And all you hear is when she misses, Scotty goes, "What the fuck was that?"
Yeah.
And
he was pissed.
Now I'm laughing, and I go, do it again. And she does it, and she hardly hits me again. And he goes, "Oh, God damn it, what the get the fuck out of there." And I'm dying. So now here we go. And it's off to the races.
You know how much I made on the Scott Steiner meet and greet?
$50.
40.
Yes.
That was the biggest loss of a meet and greet of all time.
It's okay, though, because you got the ticket sales and the bar sales. At one point, he's doing the belly to bellies to me. And the first one, he wanted to do an overhead, and I said, "Scott, all I ask is no overhead belly to belly. I'll take anything else, no overhead." And then he proceeds to ask me if I can take a Frankensteiner.
Really?
You didn't know this?
No.
Oh, you didn't know this?
No.
Guys, Thorne's eyes just lit up.
Why didn't you do it?
I can't take that.
You should have just belly flopped it.
From the top rope, he wanted to give me one, Thorne.
What?
You didn't know this?
No.
I'm really upset that you didn't know. Like, this is awesome. You didn't know.
You should have thrown this fucking Cabana Man Dan back up there or something.
He did. He was mad at Cabana Man Dan at that point because he wasn't a midget. He was very angry.
I would have put somebody out there for a Frankensteiner.
He asked me, "Can you sit on the top rope?" I said, "Yeah, but my feet don't touch the middle rope, so I'm not going to be able to push." "So no Frankensteiner?" I said, "I don't think it's going to work." "Yeah, probably not."
And I should have gave it a shot.
I would have died, or he would have died for sure. Not me. I would have been fine because I would have figured out how to take it. He would have died.
He's a spry man.
Scott Steiner would have died that night. So he gives me the belly to belly, first one, and I just go, ooh. Second one, he gives it to me, and he throws me down so hard that our heads hit. And I just look at Scotty Steiner and go, "I'm really sorry, Scott." He goes, "For what?" I said, "For headbutting you."
He don't
Mid-match.
know. He don't know.
Mid-match, I headbutted him. I kicked one of the kicks. I kicked him really hard in the face, and then I whiffed on the second one because he moved. I was like, "Oh, he's gonna really hurt me here." But everything was fine. He was like, he still talks about. I saw him the other week, and he talked about it again. He enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it, and I think I was really bummed out. But then that night and the next morning, I was really like, we did something pretty special.
Right.
And I think that's what made. And the guests we had in attendance was amazing. Like,
yeah, but I heard that they may have missed
they
some of
missed
it.
my match because of traffic.
Yeah.
But
I do think sometimes it's hard for you to like I told you this, like, in a weird way, like, it's hard for you to grasp that sometimes people view you differently. And I said this is kind of like you experiencing racism in a way.
yeah, no, you're right.
Because like you don't realize, like people don't realize that they are hurting your feelings and not treating you as an equal performer. And you were very, very upset that night.
I was really pissed. I was really, really mad because I felt like we could have done so much more. And he didn't want to do. He just didn't. It was his mindset, with the normal wrestling mindset. And I was just bummed out because I was like, man, it could have been so much cooler, even cooler. And but I'm very happy. Like looking back, I'm very happy with everything.
Yeah, I think after the dust settled, I think you realize it was
all it was for, literally. And I think I said it to you or to someone. All that needed to happen was the photo of me and Steiner in the middle of the ring. That's what that whole match was about. So, and we got that, and it was the most talked about match that whole week. Going into the match and after. I think the feedback afterwards towards you and towards the show for that was all positive. Because they didn't know what was going to happen going into it.
And it happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it happened. Like, I said from day one, the win was getting that match in the ring.
Yes.
When it was in the ring, it did not matter what happened after that.
Like I said, we gotta get that photo. That's all that matters. And from there on, it can be awful, and no one's gonna care. It was the like I said in the very beginning of why this is my favorite match is it's easily probably the most talked about match of my independent career, I think, and for good reason.
Yeah, it's something else.
But that's all I got to say about my favorite match.
That's it? No other little tidbits?
I don't think I have any other inside baseball tidbits. Besides just the he was so angry at Laurel. What's the story with her? What happened with her after? Was she really upset about it?
Like she's just kind of in that young person mentality of like anxiety and mental health, and giving me all these runaround stories about the pressure, and I was just like, I mean, you're in wrestling training. What do you think? Like you gotta roll with the punches. So I don't know. I don't think she was upset.
Good. Well, that's good. He definitely was. But yeah, hopefully everyone that was there enjoyed it, and everyone that saw it on streaming or DVD or on demand or whatever enjoyed it as well. Let us know what you think. Let us know if you have a different favorite match of mine so far in AIW. And thanks for subscribing to our Patreon.
Real quick.
Yeah.
You don't have to give the story. What's your favorite WWE match of all time?
We'll see.
What's your favorite ACW Wisconsin match of all time?
Ladder match we had last year at Anniversary Show.
What was your favorite match of Mania weekend that you had this year?
Steiner. Yeah.
Just went rapid fire on you.
Yeah, Steiner.
All right. I mean, that's really all I got.
What's your favorite match that Duke's ever had?
Duke? Hasn't happened yet.
I didn't say what's the good one. Bye, friends.